Dagang salamat at maayong gabi sa tanan. Ako po si Sister Ayo Abanggan, bumabati dito sa Cebu City. Ngayong araw na to, meron tayong special segment ng Usapang SR for Everyone. Kasi kasama po natin ang isang special group dito mismo sa Cebu City State. Pag nasasabi natin na ang kasabihang health is wealth, dapat hindi lang natin iniisip ang physical na kalusugan. Dapat nandyan din ang mental and emotional wellness. Kaya ngayong araw na to, tayo ay malugod na pinaunlakan ng mga leaders dito sa stake na to para ipakilala sa atin ang tinatawag na Family Services Specialized Working Group. Para po pag-usapan natin ano ba yung mga resources at mga pangangailangan na meron tayong mahahanap mismo sa loob ng ating distrito at mga istaka. So simulan na natin ang ating segment na to at ating kilalanin ang mga members ng Family Services Specialized Working Group. Ang ating stake president, President Dennis Dan Nunez. Ang ating Family Services Specialist, Sister Merlin Matthews. Ang ating mga Addiction Recovery Program Group Leaders, Sister Almeria, Elder and Sister Corsilius. Ang ating Marriage and Family Relations Facilitators, Elder Aldemita and Sister Aldemita. Ang ating mga facilitators ng Emotional Resilience, Sister Day Parini and Sister Annie Reniva. At ang ating Family Services Manager dito sa Pilipinas, Sister Mary Ann Balen. President, maayong gabi. President, what motivated you to create this special team of volunteers, specialists, and missionaries? Ano po yung vision dito ninyo at ano ba yung nakita ninyo na magiging tulong nito sa inyong mga members sa stake?
First of all, Sister Ayo, salamat and maayong gabi. And thank you for having our stake to be here and to be interviewed by you and trying to get information at the same time. And we are really grateful and what really motivated the stake is, of course, number one is the pressing concern that we are experiencing right now is yung the COVID experience that we have, the pandemic. And though we cannot see everyone, but for me, I think everyone really is having a hard time financially and emotionally and all sorts. And for me, having this operational in the stake, I think would greatly benefit the members. When we started the family services in our stake, it took time. I had this vision before when I was still serving as a first counselor in the stake presidency with Elder Dumas, and what happened that time is, it was not really. For me, it was not really that moment that we needed it. So when COVID came, and that's the time that, my feelings is that we have to start, a group operating in this capacity. So when we started only with two couple missionaries. It's senior service missionaries. So I called up Sister and Elder Almeria. I called them to be the first senior service missionary to help out also when we start the family services in our stake. So it took us, I think, 4 months of preparation, of talking and counseling together, and then eventually the Lord helped us and whom to call, and followed my inspiration, and what happened is that from 2 became 4. And from 4 became 6. And then all of a sudden, we have resources coming in. And all of them are excited to be part of this core group and what you call this specialized work group, right?
Yes.
And everybody was excited, and we were just like Nephi of old, where not knowing beforehand what we should do. And we followed the inspiration of what needs to be done. And I am so grateful at the same time for Sister Mary and Balen, our family services manager, who helped us on how taught us the principles, and we govern ourselves, and based on the inspiration of the stake and what are the needs in the stake, and then we cater them one by one until such time that we form this group.
President, I like what you said kanina, that there was a need and then you set out and really look for this right people to join the team. So probably this is the first time for most of our members to hear this Family Services Specialized Working Group. Ano ba to? So President, tell us about it. Meron bang special requirements or kailangan meron bang mga special capacity or abilities yung mga dapat natin tawagin para magkaroon tayo ng Family Services Specialized Working Group? Kasi alam ko gusto nilang malaman how to also create one.
That's a good question, Sister Ayo. First of all, for me, when we started, it doesn't mean that we need PhDs or doctors or psychologists, to man the work team. So what happened is we called first Sister Elder and Sister Almeria, and then later on we have Elder and Sister Aldenita. But for me, it doesn't mean that we need to have professionals to man the family services group. So the vision of the stake was it could function like a ward council. Or if it's in the stake, it should function like a stake council. So we leave it like, the computer, just plug and play, and then let also the council govern themselves. So for me, when the vision came that if something like this in the stake will work, so all you have to do is just to leave them and they will govern themselves by inspiration. So if any members in our stake who has certain problems or any mental issues, so they can go to Sister Merlin, our family services specialist, and then there we can not really address the problem right away, but we can assess. And then with the working group, and then we can also pull resources outside, our stake. But what's important is that the working force or the specialized working group could function like a ward council, or could function like a stake council. So for me, it doesn't mean that we need to be very specialized or have a degree and on being part of the family services. But for me, is that all of these members, what's important is that they have the heart, to serve and to help one another and to bear one another's burden, something like that.
That's great. Kapiling na natin ngayon ang ating Family Services Specialist, si Sister Merlin Matthews. So first question is, ano-ano ba yung mga responsibilities ng isang Family Services Specialist?
Actually, ayon nung tinawag ako as Family Service Specialist, I really have no inkling what this calling is all about. It's entirely new to me. But I've always believed, whom the Lord calls, He qualifies. So I was really excited to be on board. So as a Family Service Specialist, I mainly assist the priesthood leaders, the bishops most especially, in helping members become emotionally self-reliant. With the pandemic that's happening now, there's a lot of things have happened. People lost their jobs, financial hardships, emotionally they're down, there's depression, and unfortunately some might commit suicide. So very timely itong program that we have now. So I also oversee the programs that we have launched, like the Addiction Recovery Program and the Marriage and Family Relationship Program.
So paano nalalaman ng mga members yung mga magagandang programa? In other words, what is the delivery system or channel para alam nila na meron pala tayong ganitong programa sa stake?
With the help again of the bishops and the stake high councils, information were disseminated many Sundays prior to the launching of the program. And now that the program has been launched, meron kami mga posters. We also have a Facebook page and also group chats. So through those medium, we're able to relay all the informations about these programs.
Okay, so as a specialized working group helping to address those special sensitive issues and difficult cases, ano yung mga obstacles na nakita ninyo? At ano yung mga pwede natin gawin? How to overcome those?
Alam mo, Ayo, because of the sensitivity of the issues available, like in the addiction recovery program, the problem that we have encountered so far is medyo nahihiya pa ang mga members to come up front. But the beauty of having an online session is that they can actually log in and give in pseudonym. We don't even have to see them on the video. So, medyo mas madaling mag-participate. Most of the problems that we have encountered are technical in nature because of the internet, poor connectivity, ganyan. Or sometimes we're having a session tapos biglang maka-cut off yung host. So how do we deal with these issues? The beauty of having the core group is that we can step in anytime. We know how the program goes, so we can help each other more or less, so smooth flowing yung program.
I guess what we want to inform the members is this. Meron talaga tayong available resources. And talk about this online resources. Meron ba tayong mga pwedeng puntahan to address the social, mental, and emotional needs?
Marami, Ayo. In fact, ngayon, all people, whether they're members or non-members, can access this online help any time of the day. And it's really good that we have the internet connection on our fingertips. So if you're suffering from mental health problems, we have mentalhealth.churchofjesuschrist.org. If you're dealing with abuse, whether they're drugs or family abusive situations, there's an abuse.churchofjesuschrist.org. Just remember the churchofjesuschrist.org, and then any problem that you have, abuse, the churchofjesuschrist.org. Addressing pornography, the churchofjesuschrist.org. And all other things, even marriage and family relations. There's also suicide, the churchofjesuschrist.org. And the addiction recovery, the churchofjesuschrist.org. And daming services online that's available right now.
So far, we have Sister Matthews and President Nunez addressing us. Ngayon, move forward tayo sa isa pang magandang programa ng Family Services, which is Addiction Recovery Program. At kasama ko ngayon si Sister Almeria as one of the group leaders of ARP. Okay? So, gaano ba kadali or mahirap ba mag-facilitate ng isang addiction recovery program?
It's actually both mahirap and then madali din. Mahirap kasi when we started, like what President Nunez said and Sister Merlin expressed, we didn't know what to do, like Nephi of old. But we were led by the Spirit. We have Sister Mary Ann Ballen who helped us and gave us an orientation on the addiction recovery program. And since because of the pandemic, we cannot hold in-person meetings, so we also opted for the virtual ARP. And we are so blessed because the Quezon City State, they are the first to hold the ARP, the virtual ARP. So they also helped us. We're able to attend a couple of meetings and observe, and we were able to set up for the Cebu City Stake. And like what already was mentioned, the problem is with internet connectivity, and sometimes members are still shy to attend.
Yeah. So it's good to hear na meron tayong previous model, how this program works. That's why we have something to follow. Kaya mas magiging madali na rin sa iba to follow as well. Now, what can you tell about the leaders about this addiction recovery program? Kasi gusto nating malaman, ito ba ay para kanino, and how can this really help people?
Okay, the program is already set. ARP is time-tested and proven, and we are really appealing to the leaders to encourage members to participate. ARP's main objective is to help our brothers and sisters become worthy to receive temple blessings, to overcome these obstacles, so that they can have the chance to enter into covenants with the Lord. So like us, we are so blessed and we are so humbled in this calling to reach out. So we hope the leaders will make use of this program because we are here and we really want to help. And we are excited to really put this ARP into use for the state.
So ating natunghayan ang sagot ni Sister Almeria being one of the group leaders ng Addiction Recovery Program. Ngayon kasama natin si Elder Corcelias, isa rin siyang group leader ng ARP. At ang tanong natin is always for the one. So ano yung mensahe na pwede nating ibigay sa mga nanonood sa atin, ng mga members ng simbahan? To those who are struggling with addiction and to those who are struggling because of somebody else's addiction in the family.
Maraming salamat po, Sister Ayo, sa tanong niyo po. At magandang gabi po sa lahat. So gusto ko pong ibahagi yung karanasan ko sa buhay para matulungan po yung mga tao na nagsistruggle din sa addiction. So halos po mga 8 taon po ako nagsistruggle po sa addiction. Dahil po dyan, hindi ko naranasan na mahalin ng isang ama. Hindi ko naramdaman yung pagmamahal ng isang ama. At hindi ko rin naramdaman yung pagmamahal ng isang pamilya. So, mahirap po yung buhay. Mahirap yung buhay. Tapos, dadating sa point na uhusgahan ka ng mga tao dahil, ganun nga, dahil adik ka, sabihin nila na wala ka ng pag-asa. Tapos, habang nararamdaman ko yun, parang lalo nawawalan ako ng pag-asa magbago. Pero sa awa ng Diyos, natagpuan ko yung mga full-time missionary and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So tinuruan nila ako na paano madama sa puso ko yung pagmamahal ni Yesu Cristo. At simula noon, dahil nadama ko yun sa simbahan, nadama ko yun sa mga leaders at sa mga members, unti-unting nag-heal yung sugat ko sa puso. Naalala ko yung sinabi ni Yesu Cristo na sa mga tao sa panahon niya, na sabi niya, "They that are whole and no need physician, but they are that sick. I came down not to call the righteous, but the sinners unto repentance." Alam ko po na mahal tayo ni Yesu Cristo. At kung yung mga tao sa pamilya natin meron man struggle sa addiction, dapat ipadama natin sa kanila yung pagmamahal ni Yesu Cristo. Huwag natin silang husgahan kung ano man sila ngayon. Hindi natin alam na mahal sila ng Diyos. Naramdaman ko yung sinabi sa akin ng mga full-time missionary at yung mga leaders. Sinabi na sa akin na we don't want to lose you. Tapos nag-pray ako ng gabi na yun. Naramdaman ko mismo sa puso ko. Sinabi ng Diyos na ayaw ko mawala ka. Sundin mo lang ako. Kaya dito tong programa na to, yung ARP, Addiction Recovery Program, para malaman po natin yung mga principles at doctrine na makakatulong sa atin kung paano mabago natin yung buhay natin. Alam ko po kapag i-apply natin to, ma-feel po natin yung pagmamahal na Yesu Cristo. At dahil sa atonement Jesus Christ, imposible po lahat. Yan lang po. Thank you po.
So there is hope. So if you are struggling, you are suffering in silence, suffer no more. It's one of the programs that we need to take. Thank you so much, Elder Corcelias, and to your beautiful wife. Brothers and sisters, truly inspiring and helpful yung mga naririnig natin so far. Kaya from those programs, let's move on to another program of family services, which is Marriage and Family Relations. At ang ating guests ngayon ay isang couple, the Aldemita couple, Elder and Sister Aldemita. Okay, so first question ko po sa inyo, Elder Aldemita, is with the difficulty ngayon of organizing classes and meeting nowadays, so ano yung mga what reinforces you or what motivates you to continue with this one?
Well, a daming reasons why we should stop it, why we should not continue it. But this pandemic has really affected many families. It has affected day-to-day lives, and in fact, it has slowed down the global economy. Because of this, we feel that there's a need that we have to address the problems in the home. And we know that the adversary is relentlessly attacking the families. and sometimes, not just sometimes, but most of the times, distorting the truth. Yun yung pinaka-motivation namin because the attacks continue to increase in intensity, frequency, and sophistication. When I say sophistication, it can be in terms of economy and can result to trouble in the family. So given what we know of our enemy's intent, I think we are at war. We are at war in protecting the families. We are at war with the adversary, and we are engaged in that war. That is our very motivation.
That's a very good motivation talaga kasi nga families are being attacked. Now, Sister Aldemita, being the partner of Elder Aldemita sa pagpa-facilitate ng class, ano-ano po yung mga natututunan ninyo? I know you're the facilitators, but they say pag ikaw ang facilitator, you learn more. So, what are those things that you have learned?
Good evening. Magandang gabi po sa lahat, sa inyo. Ang programa po namin nag-start noong first week of April. And then nandito na po kami sa lesson 4. And during those sessions, the most important thing I've learned is that marriage is it is a relationship of equals. That husband and wife should be united. Meron kaming doon na 1 + 1 = 1.
Okay.
So, sabi doon. And then, it should be united in the dalawa, husband and wife, and Jesus Christ as the center of the family. And bilang po isang magulang, alituntunin po nating gabayan ang pamilya po natin ayon po sa utos ng Diyos. Ang pagmamahal at respeto sa isa't isa, kailanganin po natin na i-practice sa ating mga tahanan. And then sa ngayon po, the family is under attack, and this class will definitely help married couples. And I know this program, this is godly inspired, and this is a midst in preparation to strengthen family.
That's beautiful. Now, how will you inspire now the other couples sa mga wards and stakes to start this? Yung ating marriage, kasi magkaiba yan, marriage and family na mga courses natin.
Well, ang pinaka-hope namin Ayo is that many of the families in the church and even of those who are non-members who would like to attend the class will realize that the eternal goal is the happiness, which is the eternal goal of our family or our Heavenly Father's plan. And that can only be achieved by keeping the covenants of marriage. And I think ito yung pinaka-importante na message namin para sa mga mag-a-attend ng class. It is the message that eternal marriage is not a temporary covenant na pwede lang nating tapusin at any given time.
Yes.
And with the class itself, it provides the opportunity and avenue for them to understand where to start and hopefully where to end. When I say end, and that is the eternal life with our Father in heaven.
Itong program po, lahat ng ito, this is designed by the church. And I hope the couples will learn everything that we instill. Not only we, but also this is we're inspired by God to prepare those presentations. And I hope na hindi lang po tayo makikinig, but we have to do it. Kasi po, ang kasabihan, pag nakikinig lang po tayo at hindi natin pa na-practice, hindi po yun siya naangkop doon po sa utos ng Diyos.
So let's save our families, let's save our marriages, but more than that, let's fortify our relationships. Maraming salamat po sa inyo, Elder and
Thank you,
Sister
Ayo.
Aldemita.
Thank you.
Brothers and sisters, alam namin na excited na kayo to launch these programs in your stakes and districts. Pero bago yan, pakinggan pa natin yung pinakahuli na programa na ino-offer ng Family Services. And that is the Emotional Resilience Class. So kapiling natin ngayon ang ating mga facilitators of Emotional Resilience Class, Sister Day Parini and Sister Annie Reniva. Okay? So ang ating first question ay, Kasi ito ay bago lang, no? Sa lahat ng SR courses na inoffer natin in the past, Emotional Resilience class is the newest one. So the question is, ano ang iyong realizations, no, as you facilitate this class?
As a facilitator, may tatlo po akong realizations. First ay kailangan ko talagang i-work out na yung ako ay ready na makarinig kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng Holy Ghost para sa akin at para sa grupo. So, I really need to prepare myself na maintindihan ko kung ano yung inspiration na ibigay sa akin. At mahirap po kasi yon kasi naka-virtual kami. Yung pangalawa ay yung attendees, yung mga participants. I know na the participants are there because they have a need. And they really want to learn about emotional resilience. And that's why during the class, it's very important for the facilitator that she or he will listen to all the thoughts and the ideas, the feelings of the participants. So I really have to see to it that everyone can participate. At mahirap yun sa virtual kasi kailangan mong makita lahat yung pangalan at kailangan mong matawag silang lahat. So during the class. At saka yung pangatlong realization ay ang ganda ng manual. So yung manual napaka-detalye, saka outline lahat kung ano yung dapat gawin. At doon sinulat lahat kung ano yung pwedeng gawin ng facilitator at saka yung hindi pwedeng gawin. So na-realize ko doon na I am also learning together with the class. And I am grateful to be a part of that class, yung ER. Napakaganda niya at saka yung lahat ng mga topics na nandoon, mafe-feel mo talaga na the Lord is there and the Lord is mindful of all our needs. At yung mga topics na yon, yun ang maggabay sa lahat ng members para makadevelop sila ng emotional resilience or yung adaptability to crisis at saka yung stress sa buhay.
Very encouraging yung sagot sa atin ni Sister Day Parine, no, about emotional resilience class. Now, let's find out, paano ba talaga nakakatulong ang emotional resilience class sa mga members ng simbahan? At sino-sino ba ang dapat na uma-attend ng program na to? Sister Annie Reneva.
The emotional resilience class is actually for everyone. And I realize it is a truly inspired program designed for the saints to have a community, to be able to run to them and tell them things that they otherwise may not be able to process on their own. The facilitators of the class are real people who also are trying to develop themselves to become emotionally resilient. The good news is we can develop emotional resilience. For some of us, there's an innate capacity to control our emotions and to pull ourselves together. However, for others, especially during stressful situations, the class can teach us to be able to manage stress and anxiety at a level that is guided by the Holy Spirit or guided by the principles of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Para kanino ba ito? This is for everyone. This is for everyone at any level of emotional stability, and for anyone who would like a community to belong to a community that understands that all of us may pinagdadaanan. At minsan, hindi natin kayang tayo lamang na nag-iisa.
So, the emotional resilience program is for everyone. Let's remove the stigma that it is only for those na may mga pinagdadaanan sa buhay. Now, the question is, meron ba tayong mga resources that we can run to in case there are really severe mental health disorders? O kaya naman sabihin natin may depression and anxiety. Paano ba natin paano na tayo papasok nito sa mga members undergoing this?
Sa kagandahang palad, we have professionals in our wards and stake that can help us, that are trained for counseling to, especially for those who are diagnosed with mental disorders. When I say mental disorders, again, Sister Ayo said, we have to remove the stigma because all of us need to take care of our mental health. At certain points in our lives, we have mental illnesses like depression and anxiety, especially during this time that everyone is concerned about our physical health, and it turns out na our emotional and mental health is affected. I realize that COVID-19 is as much an emotional or a mental issue as it is a physical issue. So coping mechanisms that we need to learn, and if hindi kaya sa ating immediate environment or within the family, we can always run to our wards and our stake, where we have specialists and those who are credentialed individuals who have PhDs in counseling, and we have social workers in the team. We have a credentialed professional psychologist who can help us step by step overcome and listen, just listen to us, and listening. That listening part is very emotionally cathartic. I am amazed at how, for example, someone enrolled in emotional resilience has told me one time that that class has helped him and his wife patch up their marriage. I realized that no, what we are doing is something of value pala. Akala ko we are just basing it because we have to follow protocol and we have to give this to these members because there is a resource. However, brothers and sisters, this is an inspired program, a program that changes lives, and a program that is founded on the gospel of Jesus Christ, and it is a very transformational program. It is not only educational, it is emotionally cathartic, it is helpful, and it is heartfelt, with the facilitators being truly concerned of the participants, and the participants finding a friend in each other.
Ang ganda ng mga sinabi ni Sister Annie and of course ni Sister Day Parini. So don't forget about this new offering of self-reliance, which is the emotional resilience class, and everybody can actually participate. I'm truly happy and excited na marami tayong natutunan sa family services, and I'm sure all of you now are excited to start this program. Remember ang ating specialized working group, which is family services. And to cap it off, para po igting pa natin ang ating mga desires to start this, let's meet our Family Services Manager in the Philippines, Miss Mary Ann Balen.
Thank you, Sister Ayo.
Sister Mary Ann, bilang pinuno ng Family Services dito sa Pilipinas, ano yung gusto mong iiwan na mensahe sa ating mga members at leaders para naman mas maging malawak yung reach natin at mas maraming matutunan at matulungan ang Family Services?
Good evening, brothers and sisters. I would like to summarize my message to all of you in 5 letters. So it's HOPES. Hopes. Hindi lang po siya hope, but hopes, plural po, with S. Okay? So let's start with letter H. H as in hope, help, and eventually, healing. Healing for those who are suffering with mental challenges, abuse, same-sex attraction, and those who are in broken homes, and maybe for those who are contemplating suicide. Brothers and sisters, we in Family Services, we are helping our brothers and sisters use the atonement of Jesus Christ, the ultimate source of hope. And second, we have O. O as in organize. Organize and prepare every needful thing. Brothers and sisters, just like Cebu City Stake, nag-organize po sila ng kanilang working group. But brothers and sisters iba-iba po ang needs ng ating mga stakes and districts. But, we are very grateful na may maraming programs that we can use. Diba? Pwede naman nating i-organize kung ano ang kailangan lang ng ating stakes at ano lang din ang resources na meron tayo. So, letter P, that's priesthood leadership. I don't think that magiging successful ang Cebu City Stake without President Nunez, the stake president, and his counselors, the high counselors, and all the leaders in the church. We are very grateful na kailangan talaga may priesthood leadership directives, meron tayong vision para maging organized po ang ating working group. We have H, O, P-E. E is eliminate. We have to eliminate stigma and judgment. So we need to be more compassionate, more loving. Maigi po na magpatawad sa ating kapwa at hindi lang sa ating kapwa, pati na rin sa ating sarili. And then lastly, we have S. S as in service. Service po, we are all lifelong disciples of Jesus Christ. And when we enter the waters of baptism, we promise, nangako po tayo, brothers and sisters, that we will bear one another's burden, mourn with those who mourn, and comfort those that need comfort. So, brothers and sisters, that's HOPES, H-O-P-E-S. And that is what we are doing in family services. We bring hope to individuals and families through the programs and resources that we have. That's all, and thank you, Sister Ayo.
Thank you so much. With all the zest and energy of Sister Mary Ann Balen, and of course, with the support, not support, but the leadership of Cebu City Stake, we are positive here at the WSR department that any stake or district can actually launch their own Family Services Specialized Working Group. So maraming salamat po sa ating mga panauhin ngayong gabi at maraming salamat sa iyo, Sister Mary Ann Balen. Hanggang sa muli sa ating programang Usapang SR for Everyone!